Ria submitted an inquiry form 8 days ago. She found the program page through a paid search ad, read far enough to feel interested, and filled in her name, email, and country of origin. She clicked submit at 11:47 in the evening. The next morning, she received an automated email. Subject line: "Thank you for your inquiry, MSc International Management." The email thanked her for her interest, told her a member of the admissions team would be in touch, and attached a PDF brochure of 34 pages. She did not open the brochure. She didn't reply. She is still interested in the program. She has also inquired at 2 other institutions since then. Neither of those institutions has contacted her either. 8 days later, she receives a follow-up from the first institution. Subject line: "Following up on your inquiry." The email begins, "Dear Ria, I wanted to follow up on your recent inquiry to check whether you have any questions we can help with." She reads it. She has no particular reason to reply. This is the standard higher education email nurture experience. It is technically functional, operationally adequate, and behaviorally almost completely ineffective. This is episode 13. Links to the full book are in the description. The inquiry-to-application conversion rate is one of the most consequential metrics in higher education enrollment marketing, and one of the least well understood. Most institutions that struggle with it diagnose the problem as a volume problem, not enough inquiries. The behavioral evidence consistently suggests a different diagnosis. The inquiries are there. What's missing is a nurture sequence that moves them forward. 3 behavioral principles govern how email nurture works, or fails to work, in a high-stakes enrollment context. The first is recency decay. The prospective student who submits an inquiry is, at that moment, at the peak of their engagement with the institution. Their interest is highest, their recall is freshest, their emotional investment in the decision is most active. Every hour that passes without a meaningful response is an hour in which that engagement decays. The institution that responds within 2 hours of an inquiry with a personalized, behaviorally informed email is working with a reader who is still in the decision moment. The institution that responds in 48 hours is working with a reader who has moved on psychologically, opened new tabs, spoken to other institutions, and repositioned the inquiry as something they will get back to eventually. The second is progression logic. A nurture sequence is not a series of check-ins. It is a structured argument that builds, email by email, through the message hierarchy from Chapter 4. Each email has a specific persuasive job. One addresses the dominant fear. One delivers the primary outcome evidence. One handles the most common objection. One provides process clarity. One invites a specific next step. A sequence that sends the same generic follow-up email repeatedly, or that sends different emails with no structural logic connecting them, is not nurturing. It is reminding. Reminding does not move decisions. The third is contextual relevance. The most effective nurture sequences in higher education are not broadcast sequences, the same email going to everyone who submitted an inquiry form. They are behaviorally segmented sequences, where the email content is calibrated to what the institution knows about the reader, the program they inquired about, the country they are from, the stage of the academic cycle, and, where available, the specific page or campaign that generated the inquiry. A student who inquired after reading a scholarship page needs different content than a student who inquired after attending a virtual open day. Sending them the same email treats behavioral data the institution already has as worthless. The framework for this chapter is the Higher Education Email Nurture Blueprint, a 5-email sequence structured around the decision journey, each email addressing a specific behavioral objective in a specific sequence. Email 1 is the immediate response, sent within 2 hours of inquiry, ideally within 30 minutes. Its job is not to sell. Its job is to confirm that a real person received the inquiry, validate the decision to make contact, and deliver one specific piece of high-value content that advances the conversation. Not a 34-page brochure. One piece of content calibrated to the inquiry. If the student inquired about a scholarship, the email contains specific scholarship information. If they inquired about a specific program, it contains the most compelling outcome evidence for that program. One thing. Specific. Immediately useful. The subject line for email 1 should avoid, "Thank you for your inquiry." That subject line is the most generic signal possible that what follows is an automated acknowledgement rather than a human response. Better. A subject line that names something specific from the inquiry context, the program, the country, or a specific question the inquiry implied. Email 2 is the dominant fear address, sent 3 to 4 days after the inquiry. This email opens by naming the most common fear prospective students from the inquiry's origin market have at this stage of their decision. Not, "I wanted to check whether you had any questions," but, "Most applicants from Nigeria who inquire about this program are asking one question they don't always put in the inquiry form. Will this qualification actually be recognized by the firms I want to work for when I return?" The email then addresses that fear specifically, with named evidence. One fear. One piece of specific evidence. One forward motion invitation. Email 3 is the social proof delivery, sent 6 to 7 days after the inquiry. This email delivers one specific alumni story from a background similar to the reader's, with a named employer, a named role, and enough specificity that the reader can verify the outcome exists. Not a general testimonial about the quality of the experience. A specific career trajectory. This email also contains a soft CTA, an invitation to connect with a current student from the same country, or to attend an upcoming webinar. Email 4 is the objection handler, sent 10 to 12 days after the inquiry. This email names and resolves the second most common objection for this audience, typically visa and immigration, financial return on investment, or recognition of the qualification in a specific professional sector. The same structure as email 2. Name the objection, provide specific evidence, invite forward motion. Email 5 is the process clarity and decision CTA, sent 14 to 16 days after the inquiry. By this point, a reader who has stayed engaged through the sequence has had their dominant fears addressed and their social proof needs met. What they now need is clarity on the process. This email provides the application timeline, the scholarship deadlines, the next available open day, and a specific, personalized invitation to take the next step. Not, "Apply now," generically, but, "Applications for September entry close on the 31st of March. If you want to discuss your specific situation before applying, here is a direct link to book a 15-minute call with our admissions team." Let's close with a direct before and after on the subject lines and openings of these 5 emails, using RIA's program and background as the context. Email 1. Before. Thank you for your inquiry, MSc International Management. After. RIA. The MSc International Management employers list you probably want to see. Email 2. Before. Following up on your inquiry. Can we help? After. The question most Indian applicants ask us but don't put in the form. Email 3. Before. Hear from our students. After. Priya came from Delhi with a 7.5 IELTS and no work experience. She's now at Deloitte London. Here's how. Email 4. Before. More information about our programs. After. The graduate route visa question, honest answer. Email 5. Before. Don't miss the application deadline. After. RIA. March 31st is the deadline. Here's what happens if you apply this week. Notice what the after subject lines do. Each one names something specific. Each one implies the email contains something worth reading. Each one treats RIA as someone who is in the middle of a real decision, not a contact record in a CRM who needs to be followed up. That is the difference between nurture and reminder. Nurture moves decisions. Reminder occupies inbox space. The higher education email nurture blueprint is designed to do the former, email by email, for the reader who submitted an inquiry form at 11:47 in the evening and is still waiting for a reason to commit. If you'd like the complete chapter, including the full sequence templates, subject line formulas, and implementation exercises, the book is in the description. Available on Barnes & Noble, Everand, Thalia and Smashwords. Thank you for watching.